on South 57 heading towards Memphis, but we're not, I'm only going down to where I pick up US Route 60 going west towards Springfield, Missouri. I'm running through all this construction from clear over at Mount Vernon, the whole way south down here. I don't know how far south it goes. We're past where the I-24 split is, and it's still down to where it's running 2-lane, one coming each direction. I don't know how far this goes. I thought I saw a sign that said something about 21 miles. So I'm running in this 2-lane construction for a ways. I got 112 miles before I pick up 60 heading west. So I'm going to try to get into Oklahoma today, but I ain't going to have enough hours to get all the way home. I'll have to get up in the wee hours of tomorrow morning and drive the rest of the way into the house. Foreigner, and all the way back through there when we were still at 2-lane, it was saying that we needed to be all trucks in the left lane, and he come blowing up the right lane because from what I can gather, either can't read English or don't care to follow the rules. I don't know which, but I find every one of these guys, there's a bunch of them out here that are just inherently, unnecessarily dangerous. So one of my fellow drivers had called. I had video going earlier where I went down, picked up my load in Henderson, and we got on the phone talking, and he was on a multi-stop load, and when he went and got to his stop to pick up for the load, broker had been contacting the whole 9 yards, everything was still a go, and he gets there to pick up the load, and the shipper tells him that the load was canceled 2 days ago. So now they've run him all over God's creation, and he's actually headed back to the terminal and home, but the company's still going to get paid something out of that, but they're not going to get paid anything what it would be like for an entire load. And it's just sad that the communication, that they didn't bother to communicate to the broker, or the broker didn't bother to communicate to our company, however it was, and essentially just wasted fuel and time just because someone couldn't be bothered to make a phone call. It's kind of sad. And a good portion of these brokers we deal with, they're all foreigners too. Some of them come out of like the New York City, New Jersey area, and the rest of them are all around the Chicago area. And they don't care about anything other than you telling them that you're going to be there to pick up your load. They don't care if you're trying to sleep. They'll call you 14 times a day, bugging you. It's just a pain in the neck. I guess that's the nature of the beast. It's up to 72 degrees. It's considerably warmer than what the day started out at. When I was on my way to Henderson this morning, it was 59 degrees out. So still running in this construction zone. I haven't got down here where it's going to open up. I'm looking to find a truck stop to pull off. I need to do a walk around and need a comfort break, and then I'm going to make me a snack of some form or another, and then I can get rolling again. Well, it looks like we're coming to the end of the construction zone. We should be able to run 70 miles an hour now instead of 55. Set my cruise. Mississippi River right there at the border. It was a smaller version of, but it reminds me of the bridge that that crosses at Lake Charles, Louisiana. Anyways, there on I-20, the one that goes way up the air and then comes back down. This bridge kind of similar, but it just has 2 lanes, one going each direction, and skinny little thing. I was like, oh my goodness. Probably a good thing they don't get just massive amounts of snow and everything, because I can't imagine what that thing would get like if it had ice on it. Coming into yet another construction zone on I-57. I haven't been down this way south on 57 in quite some time. We usually come down 57 to the 24 split, and then we're usually going to Gainesville, Georgia, so we go on I-24 towards Nashville. And I haven't been south on this to see, but they've got all these spots where they're doing paving and pouring new concrete and fixing holes and all that. This is I don't even know how many umpteenth sections of construction that we've been through. And that one, they got like fresh oil where they've sprayed on there where they're fixing to put new asphalt down. Now we're through that construction zone in about 13 miles. I guess I'm going to be coming into Arkansas, I think. Maybe it's a piece of Missouri. I don't know which. I know that I got state border coming up in 13 miles, and I don't know if Missouri jumps out there a little bit or if it's going to be a piece of Arkansas, and then shortly after that I get down in there, and that's where I pick up US 60. I think it's going to be Missouri. I think I'm actually going to cut into a section of Missouri and then go 60 some miles south, and that's where I pick up US 60 going west. Stay tuned. So I've already decided that these it's the same video, but I'm going to have to do a part 1 and a part 2 since the videos got broke up by me being on the telephone. And if I was using my GoPro cameras, then it would be a non-issue, but because I'm using my phone to do the videoing right now, if I get a phone call, it kind of cuts off my video, so I'm going to do it as pick up in Henderson part 1, and then delivery, or on the way to home for a 10-hour break will be part 2, and then I guess the actual delivery down to Rockwall, Texas will be part 3, because it's going to be some early morning driving on Monday from El Reno to Rockwall, Texas. Coming up to the state border. Also says I got a way station at 4.5 miles, and there's a sign about my US 60 is in 10 miles. So I'm confused. How is it US 60 in 10 miles? Oh, because it's 60/62, where to go clear down to actually west US 60 towards Springfield. It says it's 74 miles where it's trying to route me. Crossing the Mississippi River again. Down there in the water is a tugboat with 6, 8, 10, 12 barges headed north up the river. The amount of commerce that runs up and down that river is unreal. That a lot of us never see unless we're somewhere around a port or a big city like St. Louis or New Orleans or somewhere like that. But that stuff, there's nearly as much barge traffic as what there are trucks on the road. The only difference is that each tugboat carries a whole lot of barges instead of just one or two, where most trucks is one or two at the most. They do have the turnpike triples, but they're also just 3 32-foot trailers, so those are usually only on the interstate highways. They can't negotiate around state roads or whatever. So it says 24 miles, I'll be to Sykeston, Missouri. I don't know if the scale house is going to be open or not. And we're open. So I got to go visit the scale house. Bypass lane have cones up, have it blocked off. So you pull up here and you stop at the stop sign. And then you ease on up across. You should be able to see all my weights on the sign up there. Nope, they're not going to show up. They're not showing me nothing. Okay, I didn't get a red light. Nobody talked to me on the loudspeaker, so I got the green light. I'm good to go. Outstanding. I'm going to pull over here and stop for a minute. Even though I got cleared through the scale house, I want to know where I'm at. I want to know for sure that I'm legal. And just a note, the two trucks that passed all those other trucks in the construction zone back up there a ways, both of them got pulled into the scale there behind me. And, well, how about actually freaking passing me there, dude? Anyways, they both got pulled in, and one of them got requested to pull over and stop, that they were going to come out and do an inspection. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I'll be right back with you. So I'm going to probably end this portion of this video right here. I'm going to go up here and stop the pilot. There's actually a Love's here too. They both have CAT scales. I'm not buying fuel, so it doesn't really matter. Whichever one's easier to get in, that's the one I'm going to go to. And scale this load, and then I'll just, like I said, I'm going to make an additional part, but that won't be until Monday morning. I might do a little short video of something, just something fun on the way home today, but I know everyone knows this, but like, to be legal, you have to be under 80,000, 34 on your drives, 34 on your trailer, and your steer axle is supposed to be no more than 12. Well, I've had some loads where my steer axle ends up being like it's 12 something, but nowhere out here where we run are there any of the scale houses where they just get ridiculous that, oh, your steer axle is overweight. I never really worry about it too much. If I've got the drives right and the tandems right, and I'm, either over or very close to what the max is for the drive or the steer axle, I don't really sweat it too much. I just take and run it, because it's only really up in the Northeast, and then of course California, but the Northeast specifically, where if you're over on your steer axle, they just lose their mind. And I would go over there to Casey's if I was buying fuel, but I'm not buying fuel. Their fuel price is pretty cheap. Actually, one of my co-workers was looking on Trucker Path, and on my route when I get up to Springfield today, there's a AM Best up there that their fuel price is only $3.21 a gallon.
57.
And most of Pilot, Flying J, and even Loves are a lot higher than that. Like right here, I guess I'm going to go into the Loves with the scale. Looks like it's pretty easy to get on and out. And I don't even see theirs over there. Loves here, $3.94 a gallon. Flying J, $3.89 a gallon. So if I can get fuel for $3.21 a gallon, that's 60-some cents a gallon, and I know I'm going to need to put on at least 100 gallons. That saves the company $61. Like, why wouldn't I do that? That's just common sense. Free. So, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Probably in the final part of this video, because I said I was going to do an additional part, I'll have my scale ticket and I'll kind of go over where I'm at on that. I know I'm legal. I'm not overweight. I just don't know if the trailer is heavier than the drives. By my gauge in here, it's kind of showing that the tractor's good, but I don't know if my trailer, if I've got the axle so far forward that the trailer's a little heavy. I'm gonna find out here in just a minute. But hey, love you guys. Thanks for watching.